We began recording our biking adventures in the summer of 2020, right when the pandemic was at its peak. Feeling cooped up and frustrated, biking became our go-to activity for getting out of the house. And now, 4 years later, we're marking the release of our 100th video. We never imagined our audience would grow as much as it has, and it keeps growing. It's beyond anything we've ever dreamed of. This video marks a celebration, a nostalgic journey through the places we've explored, many of which we might never have discovered if it wasn't for our channel and the enthusiasm of our expanding audience. It all started with a video of a small section of the Erie Canal in Newark. I took the video with my iPhone and no phone mount, so I had to make sure I didn't crash. From there, we bought a GoPro and mounted it on my helmet. Videos were a lot easier to take as we continued to explore the Erie Canal in New York State in the summer of 2020. Ready to get rocking?
Let's go. Trail awaits.
All right. Feels good. Well, we made it.
It is beautiful.
The Erie Canal is 360 miles of history and architectural wonders. There are 83 locks, stone aqueducts, and a 30-foot deep channel cut through 3 miles of solid rock. And this was before dynamite was invented. We got hooked on exploring the country by bike. So in October, we took our first road trip to two iconic trails, the C&O Canal towpath and the Great Allegheny Passage. From there, we went on to Virginia's New River Trail and the North Bend Rail Trail.
Hi.
I took a couple of spills because I'd always wanted to grab my front brake harder than my rear. And in Ontario County Park and North Bend Rail Trail, I found myself like upside down. Oh! Rick! Oh! Oh, there I go again. This is so freaking ridiculous. Randy had a knee replacement in March of 2021, but he was back riding just 6 weeks later when we took a short spin on Pennsylvania's Pine Creek Rail Trail. You can see the stairs.
Yeah. I think this is as close as I want to get to them.
What? You don't want to go up the turkey path?
No, after total knee replacement 6 weeks ago, I don't think I will.
It didn't take Randy long to fully recover, and by May, we were back to the C&O Canal and the Washington, D.C. area. The trail takes you right to the gates of Mount Vernon, George Washington, our first president's home. The Staruka Viaduct was once the world's largest stone railway viaduct and also thought to be the most expensive. So, unfortunately, I think the bike ride is over because that looks like a bar and we must go. Motivated to get over to that bar. He's going 20 miles an hour. Yep, that's a gun range we're riding by.
Water's pretty deep here.
We thought it would be fun to go to Martha's Vineyard and look for the Jaws filming locations. Some of them weren't as easy to find as you might have thought.
And beers for our breakfast.
Ooh. You can't beat the Shining Sea Bikeway for a beautiful ride along the edge of the Atlantic Ocean. And when you get to the end in Woods Hole, you can jump on the ferry and get to Martha's Vineyard. First time on a bike roundabout. Our first international bike ride was a mountain bike trip in Puerto Vallarta. This was our most challenging trip to date.
Oh, no, don't touch me.
The walkway over the Hudson is the longest pedestrian bridge in the world. It crosses the vast Hudson River, traveling just shy of 1.5 miles. Don, this one's for you.
But this is vegan pizza, if you would like to try.
So, how's your pizza?
Good.
Yeah? The curry and mushrooms?
It's very different than I thought.
There
But it's
is
good.
some-
Good.
You can hear the waterfall. Oh! Here we are at the ending point of the Great Allegheny Passage, but for us it's our starting point. We were so excited to take our first bike touring trip on the 150-mile Great Allegheny Passage. It took 3 days, but it's definitely a bucket list ride. Well, what are we, 3 miles down the trail?
And the weather's not nice.
And it's, the sky opened up and it's pouring rain and I'm like sopping wet. So, I don't know how this whole ride's gonna work out. Always take us in the wrong direction. Are we ever gonna get this to show on the road?
A little further, you gotta go up to your ankles. No, not yet. Now you are. Ooh, geez, you're in deep water now. Don't fall.
Trying to cross a highway with the walk signal on, and what were you doing?
Just going along, and a kid in a car first pulls in front of us, then not only pulls in front of us, but cuts towards us. And I literally almost hit him.
I think you were like this far from his tire.
Right, and then the guy gets out of the car, starts to scream, and I'm like, oh my God, I had to back up.
Hi, I'm Don. This is Nancy. Y'all know who this is.
Our first RV bike trip took us to Montreal, Canada. Boy, that was just a beautiful place and 2 great rides. Here's our second beer of the day, because it's a scorcher, right?
Oh God, it's hot. Oh, we're newbies. Newbies. We've gotten here and people have saved us again. Taking our bikes out of the motorhome, coming down these stairs, which really wasn't too bad. We must have hit the lock and left the keys to the motorhome inside. What do you do?
Best lobster roll ever. This has turned out to be a little bit more interesting ride than we'd planned because of Randy's flat tire, and of course we aren't prepared because we've always been lucky, I guess, because nothing's ever happened to us on the trail till now. So he just jumped in a pickup truck with a random guy.
We went from pavement to dirt to now goat path.
Our biggest adventure yet was our 7,000-mile cross-country RV trip. This was definitely a bucket list adventure that was months in the planning. We visited national parks and rode epic bike trails along the way. The Elroy Sparta Trail became the first rail-to-trail conversion in the U.S. in 1967. The Mickelson Trail is another one of those bucket list gotta ride trails. Morning. Probably one of the most well-known trails is the route of the Hiawatha. It was spectacular.
I've been bitten by a wild animal. Said no bears yet.
Yeah, he thinks I'm going first to dig big, dark, scary 3-mile tunnel. He's nuts. This still is not my favorite surface.
No, well,
I gotta be really careful. I don't know, it makes me nervous. I'm sure it's fine for most people and you have to call me a wimp and whatever. But I don't know. I haven't wiped out yet, so all is good. Let's keep knocking on wood.
Bears are probably faster on it than you are.
Oh God, yeah, bears can run 35 miles an hour, by the way. Oh, I'd never get up that if I didn't have an e-bike.
Oh, God.
Moab was a last-minute add-on to our trip, but boy, we're both glad that we did it. It is beautiful here. A park ranger told us we shouldn't miss the Rio Grande Trail. So we rerouted our trip so we could spend another day in Glenwood Springs, and we were really glad we did. This is probably one of the most unique trails that we've been on, from the perspective of at night, this bridge behind us lights up.
Thanks for coming along with us as we look back on our first 100 videos. We've so much enjoyed both the making and the taking the rides, and it's gotten us to do many things we would never have done otherwise.
So thank you, thank you, thank you. We couldn't have done it without you. But buckle up, because we're just beginning, and there's so many more adventures yet to come.